So last night, like many nights, my little Izzy, who sleeps on the floor in her own bed, came to the side of my bed and started whining and crying to be let onto the bed. Many nights I pick her up and my sleep is disturbed almost every night. Last night, or early this morning, I hardened my heart and I said, I'm not going to pick her up. She can't keep doing this. And I refused to pick her up. And the more she whined, and she whined louder and louder, the more angry I got with her and the harder my heart became. I said, let her cry until she stops, because dogs are incessant. They don't stop. When they want something, they will keep at it. They will whine outside a door for an hour until you tire and open the door. So last night, Izzy finally stopped whining and went back to her bed. I did call out to her a couple of times and said, I'm not picking you up. Go back to your bed. And that was that. I slept the rest of the night. And in the morning, when I was looking at her, God suddenly just put it in my heart and said, she's like a 2-year-old child. Would you have done that to a 2-year-old child? Would you have done that to a child? And I felt such utter remorse. I felt such utter sadness for what I had done. And I went up to her and I kissed her and I said, I'll never do that again. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And then God showed me. He is trying to take out every spot and every wrinkle from us, from me. And this was a spot. And this was a stain. And he said to me, I felt him saying to me in my heart, every time you harden your heart, you're outside my will. Every time you harden your heart and say no, you are operating out of selfishness. My selfishness was, I didn't want my sleep to be disturbed. Ever since I've had a dog, my sleep has been disturbed because dogs are like children. They do disturb you in the night. And I understood this so well. Every time we mindfully protect ourselves and act out of self-preservation, we are hardening ourselves and we're going down the wrong path. God wants us to give and empty ourselves of everything that He has stored in us. Whether it's our time, whether it's our love, whether it's our patience, our peace, our joy, our service, whatever it is. And whoever He's put in our lives, we need to serve. So it is written in the book of God that unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it will bear no fruit. So every time the thought comes into your mind to harden your heart so you preserve yourself, do the opposite. Mindfully say yes. Mindfully serve. Mindfully offer yourself. Because that is the will of God. He wants us not to care about ourselves. He doesn't want us to preserve ourselves. He wants us to expend ourselves. He wants us to pour ourselves out for each other, for people, for animals, for anyone. So this was my learning today. And I believe that every time we actually get a message, we have passed that mountain. We have overcome that problem. And I believe that today I have understood. Every time I feel it in my spirit or in my mind to harden my heart and say no, I'm going to mindfully say yes. Good morning and have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.